All right, what's up, y'all? We're gonna be checking out Cause 8 plugged in with Fumez the engineer, and we just got with the whole plugged in, especially when you got the Cause 8 and him just really just plugged in with this one right here and the whole engineer. So we got that engineer, especially when you got the whole thing with this Fumez the engineer. So especially with that cost and everything else too. Especially from the engineers, because the engineers they really just be having everything else just coming from there. Like especially when you're really just getting into it with plugged in. So with everything else too. Especially when you got the whole thing just coming with this. But we got what costs 8.
Kasst, plugged in with Fumez, talk stuff up in this bitch, yeah? Free the guys, free the lifers, yeah? Yo. Still in a T, we're nothing ain't cozy. You can get a whole one to a Ozy. Man trying to tell me about rap, I'm still trying to wrap up a box like Lodin to Coley. Bro's got the party phone on go, he's playing with Kenny like I can get a whole one to a Ozy. Man trying to tell me about rap, I'm still trying to wrap up a box like Lodin to Coley. Bro's got the party.
Still trying to wrap over boxes, everything up. Still trying to go over boxes, still trying to wrap over boxes and stuff like that too. Like this one got a, especially the way this way got a one, because this definitely got a different wavesy thing going on too. Because the way the everything else too is like the brizz and the flows, like they really just coming in from a whole another like econ. Like you could tell his econ is deep, especially from the whole thing, like how he just put it on.
Nothing ain't cozy. You can get a whole one to a Ozy. Man trying to tell me about rap, I'm still trying to wrap up a box like Lodin to Coley. Bro's got the party phone on go, he's playing with Kenny like Alex Awobi. I ain't relying on anyone else, I'll bet on myself like Harv and Tony. I really done a madness in a bando, same way I done a madness on Adobe. Same way I done a madness when he owed me, told me he would but he still never phoned me. Have you ever seen man turn sprinter cause he got swelled in his face like Moldy? I'm the kid that grew up on Freeview, so I don't know about Zach and Cody. Man don't know about that, so Raven. Me and our kid are like Shaq and Kobe. I should have been trying to play ball for the Lakers, but I got high like Craig and Smokey. Should have been balling just like Ginobili, but I'm in a jungle, something like Mowgli. I left 5 figures inside of me old things yard when I should have put down 2 rollies. I was on the phone trying to get me a bargain. Kobe, I should have been trying to play ball for the Lakers, but I got high like Craig and Smokey. Should have been balling just like Ginobili, but I'm in a jungle, something like Mowgli. I left 5 figures inside of me old thing, but I got high like Craig and Smokey. Should have been balling just like Ginobili, but I'm in a jungle, something like Mowgli. I left 5 figures inside.
Something like but I'm in the jungle, something like, especially with this one, he got a whole thing going on here, like especially the whole wave thing and the way everything else is going through with this. Like should have been in the thing, but I'm steady. I'm in the jungle instead with like that. That's another just break on point. Like you break on point. Like
Play ball for the Lakers, but I got high like Craig and Smokey. Should have been balling just like Ginobili, but I'm in a jungle, something like Mowgli. I left 5 figures inside of me old things yard when I should have put down 2 rollies. I was on the phone trying to get me a bargain, trying to compare what everyone's charging. Was a kid trying to get me a box up front with a 9 on me back like Harlan. Bro said you're taller than Michael Jordan. Should have been balling like James Harden, but I went 200 miles.
what did he say? Bro said I'm taller than Michael Jordan. I should.
And me back like Harlan. Bro said you're taller than Michael Jordan. Should have been balling like James Harden, but I went
Like James Harden. Hey, that's strange too, especially with this, because he do got height to him too. You can definitely see it in the whole video, because most people he look like he's higher than the whole thing, but especially with this one, he said like Ginobili. Oof.
200 miles on the M-way there, I'm back to increase the margin. All the punters, and Arden, come a long way from when we're starting. Sat on a bike like Cycler Mikey before they knew about parallel parking. I put pressure on one little debtor and now gun police are searching me garden. They tried dragging me into the station, then got a truck to impound me card in. But Pastor Rainer's nephew, cause I don't know about sipping on Carlin. I smoked the Chase by London Road, but I saw them following man from Hardman. I had food stashed under the Pazzy cause it was too big for the glove compartment. I had to run through all the red lights right after they give a fake name to the sergeant. I grew up in that typical hood shit.
Whoosh. I grew up on that typically hood stuff. Especially with that too. It makes sense now too, especially the way he's going through. He said I had to run through the red lights after I did this, like after I gave him a fake cautious name and stuff like that too. You know, he grew up in the hood. And it makes sense too, because as you grew up in like those areas, it makes sense now, like the style and everything too, how it be forbidden. Like this is a forbidden one, because everything else is just strange on this. Red lights, everything else too, hoodlies.
Stashed under the pazzy cause it was too big for the glove compartment. I had to run through all the red lights right after they give a fake name to the sergeant. I grew up in that typical hood shit, falling out with man you grown up with. I had to do a madness in public, now I don't bail out packs like Shook did. Worked out wash when too much loved it, so you gotta watch the ones you came up with. I knew man that were actually hood rich till they got high, now look what the budge did. But I'm with Fumez right now and we're plugged in. You ever sold man a dirty Zanko phone like 10 minutes after you plugged it? Cause his cell got spun, there was no time to grab the cling you was wrapping it up with. 3 on me G's that I was locked up with, the ones with dough and the private spend with the living each week on a prisoner's budget. Things that man had to do from a kid, things that man had to do for a quid. I'm the youngest one in the camp, but they always say for me age I'm usually big. Used to be on all this scuffle and shit till I realised why man I'm moving a quip. Now I got a permanent scar on me knuckle because I left more than a bruise on his lip. Now I'm bartending, I got too many drinks, got loud and I'm trying to cut through, but it's
Now he's bartended. Ooh, yeah, this one right here. This definitely got like a whole. Hey, he's bringing that whole for this on this, especially with this. Now he's the bartended. Like, man, what is this coming to? Especially with this, because this be having a it be having a little bit of a little bit of everything on it. Like, especially the movement, the pages.
now I got a permanent scar on me knuckle because I left more than a bruise on his lip. Now I'm bartending, I got too many drinks, got loud and I'm trying to cut through, but it stinks. I never ran over the engineer, but I was trying to get rid of fumes in a whip. But I really put pricks on a bonnet and mess with his head, no wonder he moves like a chick. Now when I post stories on the Grammys, one of the trying to get rid of fumes in a whip, but I really put pricks on a bonnet and mess with his head. No wonder he moves like a chick. Now when I post stories on the Grammys, one of the first that's viewing it quick. Hoping I slip. He was late with the payments, and he thought it was something to play with. I put him to sleep just like Charlie Giggs and Mazza. The neighbors are all trying to save him, getting DMs like 3 days later saying there's blood still there on the pavement. Then I got nicked cause of one false statement. Car got crushed and me yard got raided. Hold tight down your Kalula because in the Kenny freestyle man called him David. But I really had Kanos in the kitchen writing a film right after the way that really got friends that are living in cages. Judge tried give him more years than the ages, and he tried say that he done a madness with the heat just like LeBron James and Wade did. I chat to them and
Ooh, he just he blaming right now, especially with that too. Like, especially the ways that he be everything else too. Like, hey, this one right here is turning into a whole whoosh. Started from everything else, but it's starting to get starting to get played. Like this one right here, starting to get played like one of those.
I'm getting DMs like 3 days later saying there's blood still there on the pavement. Then I got nicked cause of one false statement. Car got crushed and me yard got raided. Hold tight down your Kalula because in the Kenny freestyle man called him David. But I really had Kanos in the kitchen writing a film right after the way that really got friends that are living in cages. Judge tried give him more years than the ages, and he tried say that he done a madness with the heat just like LeBron James and Wade.
He tried to say he did a madness with what?
Yeah, Kanos in the kitchen writing a film right after the way that really got friends that are living in cages. Judge tried give him more years than the ages, and he tried say that he done a madness with the heat just like LeBron James and Wade.
With a heat like LeBron James, cool, especially with that too. Man, especially with this, because this is definitely coming from the top, like up top, like especially with this, because this is just wavy.
It is when you're living on basic. I know how it is living off blue plates and a food so dead that you don't want to taste it. I know about saving your chicken on Sunday to put in the kettle to try and remake it. I know about getting fake cheese from the kitchen. It don't say cheese on a pack, just grated. I'm a stereotypical council estate kid. Came up trying to push green and flake bit. Had to make hotlines bling like Drake did. Undies about trying to clock where the plate is. Liverpool's police, they get called the Matrix. Van was behind me, I done what Tate did. In an old lanes, just trying to escape it. I bounce back when I'm taking an L. Bro's got an L plate and he's based in a cell. Should I add cold D's, but he ain't gonna tell. Got more friends that are on basic as well. I was doing them rounds like I'm Anthony Joshua. Stand on the corner and wait for the bell. I told the gal that I'm not bilingual, but I know Java and HTML.
Fumez, the engineer.
Ooh, he definitely went off on this, especially with this, like the way way he was breaking down those bars and everything else too. He just he had those things going, but especially with this, the cost 8, I see what he's coming to, especially with this, because with Fumez engineer, especially with Fumez, so everything else is being played on this right here. But like he definitely just went off on this, especially how everything else was just storming up. Because from that start, I wasn't thinking he was actually coming, but after the beginning, that's when he just started going through it and everything else too. This one was a most rageous one too, like especially with you got everything else being played on it too. But mainly from this one and everything else too. But make sure you guys comment and like